What's up, everybody? This is Quet. In today's video, we're going to be going over the spread operator. I'm going over this because I think it's going to be an important part to the video that I'm putting together where I'm going to be covering all of the higher order functions kind of together so you can see it kind of at a larger scale. So I'm also going to be adding this to that playlist for higher order functions. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I highly recommend it. I think I do a pretty good job of breaking down higher order functions and how all of them work, if I do say so myself. And so I would definitely go back and watch those videos and prepare for the next video coming out where I'll be putting all of that together. So the spread operator essentially is a way to make a copy of an array. Now you might think, well, if I want to make a copy of an array, I just declare a new variable and assign it that array as value. And you can do that, except it doesn't really make a copy. It kind of just makes a reference to the original array, and that's problematic because let's say I have array 1 and array 2, and I set array 2 to be equal to array 1. Whenever either of those arrays are updated, the other array is updated as well, and that might not be what you want to do. So that might be a little confusing. So let me actually just get the coding so you can see exactly what I mean by that. So I know most of my videos have been done in Visual Studio Code and the console. Oftentimes, when I'm writing like code for like actual projects, I'll use Visual Studio Code. When I'm just kind of messing around with something or doing algorithms, something like that, I'll use the console or I'll use my terminal. I don't use Vim or anything like that. I just use Node. And today I just feel in the mood to run Node. So yeah, if I run Node here, I'm gonna use the characters that I've used in a couple of my past videos since it's still Christmas time. And I'm using that characters array where we have Santa, Buddy, Rudolph, Frosty, Grinch, or the Grinch, and Cindy Lou. And so we have that array, right? And let's say I want to make a characters 2 and I want to set that equal to characters. If you run it, we get the same result. So I'm going to run characters and characters 2 one time just to prove that they're both the same. If I spell character 2 right, you'll see. Okay, so they're both the same thing right now, right? So let's say I want to make an update to characters 2 and I want to add the Scrooge to the array. I'm going to use the push method here, and I'm going to put Scrooge, and we see that node now says there's 7 indexes inside of this array. If I take a look at characters 2, we see that Scrooge is added to the end. However, if you take a look at characters, we see that Scrooge is also added to the end of that array. That's not exactly what we want. Like I said, they're making reference to each other. So when one updates, the other is updated as well. It's not a copy. And once you mutate one, the other one gets mutated as well. And if you don't want to do that, the spread operator is the way to fix that. So I'm gonna make a new variable here, and I'm gonna call that characters 3. And I didn't use const delete when I made that last variable. I know I said that's like horrible practice. So just make sure you're using constant let. Sometimes switching over from other languages, like using Python, you don't declare and using const let or var and make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, so const characters 3. I want to set that equal to the same value as the characters or characters 2, right? But we're going to use the spread operator, which is using these 3 dots. Actually, I'm going to use that. These 3 dots here, and then we're going to write characters, and boom. So now, if you take a look at characters 3, we see that it holds the same value as characters and characters 2. And now I want to add an index to characters 3. We're going to do that the same way that we did earlier. Characters 3. We're going to use the push method, and we're going to add Mrs. Claus. She hasn't been in any of my other videos. She's a little upset. So we're going to add her to the video. And so we now see that we have 8 indexes in that array. If we take a look at characters 3, we see that Mrs. Claus is the last character in that array. And if you take a look at characters, Scrooge is still the last character. Scrooge didn't get updated. It didn't get characters didn't get updated or touched because we made a copy of that array, and now it's its own separate thing. It doesn't really have any ties to characters other than how it was originally created. So, and if we take a look at characters too, just because we see that that's the same case. So this is the power of the one of the powers of the spirit operator. You make a copy of an array, and it's its own separate array. You won't be able to mutate the other array by making, or either of the arrays by making an update to the other. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty powerful. And that's the main use of the spread operator. You can also use the spread operator of objects if you want to make a copy of an object, um, so you don't mutate the other object. You can do that as well. And the last thing I kind of want to go over with the spread operator is how you can use it kind of like the split method, right? So let's say we have a string here, right? So const stir equals, and we're just gonna use quick codes fire, right? So if we look at stir, we have quick codes fire, and let's say we want to make stir two, and we want to set that equal to stir dot split. So we have our split method here. Those two quotes without the space in it will just kind of split the string up into an array with every character being a separate index. Hit enter. If we take a look at stir2, we have quet code file and an array with separate indexes for each letter. So that works perfectly fine, not a problem. Another way you can do this, however, we can make a stir3 and set that equal to make an array stir, three dots, stir, take a look at stir 3, and we have the same exact output. We just didn't use the split method. It's totally up to you. It just gives you another way of doing things. I can't say for sure if there's a benefit to using one over the other. It's just really cool and good to kind of have more than one way to do things. And the last thing that I want to go over in this video, I didn't really go over objects here, but I thought it would be kind of fun if we made a stir 4 real quick. And if we set that to stir instead of an object, like I said earlier, this works with objects as well. If we were to take a look at stir 4 here, you'll see that we kind of just have an object with the keys being the indexes that were in the array and the values being the letters of my name. And I just wanted to show that just to show, yes, it works with objects. I don't know why you would do it in this sense, but when working with objects in other ways, it makes total sense. So yeah, this is I guess the part of the video where I thank you for watching. I thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I ask that if you're not already a subscriber, that you go ahead and subscribe. I definitely have a lot of new content coming out. I've pretty much been putting content out every day for the last week or so. I definitely want to keep that going, but it is going to be busy with the holidays coming up and other things going on. So, with that said, if I don't make another video before Christmas and you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. I definitely have a lot more stuff coming. I definitely will be ramping it up in the new year. And I appreciate you for watching. If this video helped you out in any way, I'd appreciate if you went ahead and gave it a like. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people so I can help them in their coding journey and just kind of reach more people. So, again, thanks for watching. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video.